Hello, everyone. I'm happy to talk to you today. It's a fascinating, powerful day. Not that I have a wonderful guest who is the materializer in my life, the man that really sets his vision into a material. So you will learn a lot from him today. But before I welcome Matthias, do know today is the full moon, November 8th, and there's an eclipse. And it is the day where you are able to start new things, and not the new like we had for years now, but it's your part that you have not lived up till now. It is easier from now on in the rest of the months to unravel who you are and to live all of your facets. And we'll speak a little bit about that today. So I want to welcome to the Sacred Expression Show, Matthias Walter, and a good dear friend of mine. Hello, hello.
Thank you so much, dear Meilin, that I'm today guest in your beautiful sacred gatherings, what you are holding for everybody to connect, to reconnect, and to learn from many wisdom keepers you're interviewing. Very beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much. Touching words. Yeah, you are not in, we're both Germans. You heard the dialect accent that we have, but we're both world travelers. And Matthias, who I had on the Moving to Oneness podcast, do look up that. I will put it later into the notes. He works a lot for peace and plants trees that create peace. Peace. It's a peace tree. Trees of peace. So it's really a word game. But around the world, you have been on many continents, and you're now in the South American continent, and traveling and reuniting people first to nature, because they do the plantings, but then in a conjunction with the trees, people and the trees emanate out this ultra high vibration of peace into this planet, where we can feel, I think, your work already that you have started now over a decade ago. And talk maybe a few minutes before that about this, before we speak about your newest project.
Yeah, it's really beautiful and how it's unfolding right now. So we just celebrated our 11-year anniversary with the Peace Tree Foundation, and it's based in Germany. And I'm really happy that our team is growing there, and we now, after 10 years, holding this vision like very like eyeballs, you know. We were the only ones planting one friend here and there, but which were very close to us. But now after 10 years, MAMOS, which we are working together, like also many indigenous tribes which are supporting us. 4,300 grandmothers are standing behind that vision and around that vision to carry it into the world, because it was not just an idea or something. We received that vision in the sacred Sundance. And that's why it's so powerful, and that's why it's so grounding now. And we just initiated the second group of planters now, and now you can see like it's like unfolding, you know, like it's a flower of life, which is planting a new grid around the earth, which we are giving our thanks to into the heart of Mother Earth. So we plant these trees into the heart of Mother Earth, but inside is outside and outside is inside. So it's a universal law. And so we are not only planting this tree in the heart of Mother Earth and give her our thanks and our prayers for peace, but we are also planting these peace trees into the hearts of everyone who is participating in the planting. So we started now also to broadcast those plantings, and the people feel it also when they are witnessing it at home in front of the computer, which is, first, to me, it was a little weird, you know, but then the spirits gave the okay for it. But now, since we are getting these feedbacks from people are at home witnessing the peace tree plantings, they are very, very grateful, and they can feel the peace tree also in their hearts. So it's working.
Wow,
and
good.
It's really beautiful, like what is now unfolding. And it was like also a roller coaster to carry such a strong vision into the world. So because I have 2 little kids, you know, I have a family, like I'm, just also a father, a family father, and there's many, many things to do. So I'm really, really grateful that now, since we made the decision in December to leave Germany, because we had that call in our hearts that we have to leave Germany. It was on a peace tree planting in Switzerland. It was the first peace tree planting in Switzerland. And there was a young, beautiful, shining lady which came after the planting to us and said like, Matthias, I have a very important message for you. I received it during the peace tree planting. And I have to say, like, I was getting a really great offering for a place, a medicine place in Italy. And I was about to go there, to move there to Italy, to keep that place, because this was is a long wish I'm carrying for over decades in my heart, to become a steward of a place which we want to dedicate for healing. And so I was about to grab this opportunity, and she came and said like, oh, I have to tell you something. I received a message for you. You have to leave Europe. And I was getting goosebumps all over, inside and outside. And I said like, yeah, well, yes, I feel you're right. And so everything was aligning for us to come to Central America now, to Nicaragua, which I didn't even know it is before, you know. And now we found that beautiful place.
I want to add something to that. I remember last time we spoke and you said, oh, Meilin, you know, you've been traveling through South America for a while in different countries. And you said, oh, to this morning, Spirit told me to get into the car and drive, and they will lead me to a certain spot. And you followed that. And I want to pinpoint this, that it is so important to follow Spirit, like you did with the broadcast, because that created hope. It looks maybe awkward that suddenly a sacred ceremony is broadcasted this way. Which you're used to because you've done fantastic, beautiful movies, and Matthias has many awards, cinema awards. And you follow that. You have the courage to follow. And I would like to invite everyone who's listening and watching us today to become more and more courageous in following the smallest inklings. We get these thoughts often, but then we just push them aside. And you don't. But before you go on and tell your huge, fantastic story, give me really quick a tip how people can react quicker to or discern which is really a thought from Spirit or their own intuition, and to move on with on that idea.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think it starts with purifying yourself and setting the intention to pray for people or situations coming into your life, helping you to open your perception. And what I really, really can recommend is a very, very ancient ritual. It's called the Vision Quest. It's a rites of passage, what many indigenous tribes are still using, and now it's getting more and more over through the bridge builders like me, and people can go into that vision quest, because this will help you to open your perception. It's like many people do it like 4 days and 4 nights, and you don't eat. That's your sacrifice. It's always good to sacrifice something. And then you get prepared also through a sweat lodge purifying ceremony for your body, mind, and soul. And then you're getting out there, and during your time with nature, it starts to communicate with you. And then that's a first opening to this perception. You need to read the signs and to feel if it's like a real sign, or it's like just like not connected to your heart. Because then with opening your perception, which is also connected through our pineal gland and your heart, you can read it, and then your life becomes magic, because then everything starts to communicate with you, you know. And it's so beautiful. And there are many other ways to open your perception. What we learned together with our chief, for example, with a drum, you know, you can do journeys, or also through plant medicine and everything. But what I experienced for myself was really a big breakthrough when I did my first vision quest. I saw my whole life, and that's then very beautiful, because you're following this alignment. And then this magic, what I told, like, people are coming into your life to help you to fulfill your vision, and that's a beautiful way of life.
Yeah, so now I let you go on, but I wanted people to take a little bit more, and then, because now that you gave this little tip or a practice for people to utilize, they will listen even deeper now to the rest of the story and what you are creating now. So you were now in Nicaragua, and suddenly Spirit told you to go somewhere, and
yes, they told me go into the car, and we were all already, that's where we arrived, because friends, it was also a very magical story. A friend of us, my best friend, and his wife is also intuitive. She also wrote a book about intuition, and is teaching a lot of people worldwide how to get connected with the intuition. And so she was in ceremony in, I guess, in Austria, where she's living, and she received numbers. And so she put in the numbers in the computer, and it was Nicaragua. You know, it was latitude, and how do you call it in English?
Yeah, coordinates. She gave you coordinates.
Yeah, the coordinates. And Nicaragua came out, and they told us about it, and we had goosebumps all over, high resonance. And they said, yeah, well, you're going to Mexico to make your new shootings for your new movie, Lightfire. You are the way. And we are going to El Salvador, and then let's meet in Nicaragua. And they rented a house directly in this paradise bay where the whales are coming by. And it has its name really earned, because it's a real paradise here, close to San Juan del Sur. And so we were already living in that bay, and I told my wife, like, oh my God, I feel like home, like my soul is like expanding here. I feel like I have been here before, probably, because I feel so related. Everything is communicating with me. And all of a sudden, Spirit said, go into the car, we drive you to the place. Okay, so I drove, and I go left and right, and what Spirit told me. And in 5 minutes, they drove me to the place, a beautiful own bay, off-grid, very, very close to San Juan. Like I said, also 5 minutes to the city, which is very good for us, for the children and everything, and for providing, but off-grid, because you don't hear anything. It's an own bay. It has a human stone head formed. It's like our dream house is already on this. It's very huge. It's 2 hectares. So and I was coming there and I had the feeling like, wow, this is it. This is it. Thank you, Spirit, for driving me there. And the energy is like, you're out of time and out of space, and you immediately, the place, the spirit of the place is leading you in a deep, deep peace in your heart. It's really beautiful.
Oh, I feel it, and I saw beautiful pictures of it, and it is a paradise. It is what people understand under paradise, if you love the ocean and the lushness, right? This combination, and the house has all roundness outside. So that's what I love so much. I can't wait to see it in real life. And you said also you're not just following visions that come, you also set and direct things in your life. And you set the intention by your birthday to find a place, and you did. I think in a few weeks it is your round birthday. And then also you wanted to create go on.
Yeah, a healing center. That's what I was carrying a long time in my heart. And when I now connected through the drum, or also through ceremonies, I did ceremonies because I wanted to make sure, you know, I wanted to connect with the spirit of the place. And you know, that's the one thing, you know, sometimes you have wishes which are coming out of your ego, probably. Yeah. Oh, I want to have a new car or something, you know. And so I always like ask also for signs for that, you know. Is it just a wish, or is it really meant to be that I become the steward of this place? And I don't have the mindset of owning things. I'm just like, you know, preparing it for the next generation. So we're going to build it up if it's meant to be that we become the stewards of the place. And we made a beautiful crowdfunding for it, so everybody can experience the spirit of this place and how it's communicating with us. And we made like a 5-minute video so everybody can connect with the spirit to the place and can feel it, and also support our vision to materialize it right now. And the very best thing is that the new vision that I received is totally connected with this place. And we're gonna build a fire pit, is gonna build right now while we're having this interview, and a little shelter house around it, a peace building. We build around, because I said whenever I become a steward of this place, when it's meant to be, when it's on my purpose alignment for this life, I'm gonna build a peace house and a fire pit first, to also to honor the place of the spirit. So when I did my travelings to ask the spirit if he wants us to become a keeper, it was like a really, really beautiful encounter. So there's this human stone head and the place like started to communicate with me and introduced himself like a stem cell place of Mother Earth. So it's a birthplace of a new humanity. It's like a really, really high vortex place, which is connected. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, me too. I'm sitting. It's like I have the whole otherwise shake.
It's such a high elevated, high energetic place. It's like you don't have to do anything there. You just have to be there, and you're getting healed. You can witness peace there everywhere. And while we did this video, 11 pelicans were flying in a plane over us, you know, and we're confirming this already, like that the swarm intelligence of Mother Earth is bringing us now all together in unity, the keepers of Mother Earth, the keepers of the elements, fire, water, air, and earth. And yeah, this is now the Great Awakening. All the prophecies we're telling about and foreseers were told. So this is right now, and this is unfolding its beauty, and the prophecies are getting fulfilled. And you might know that saying that there are no real coincidences. It's like all that, we are getting all that now together to make this visions become true, to fulfill the prophecies. And somehow your heart brought you into this interview, and that's maybe your sign that you're part of this visions and part of this prophecies. So thank you very much for letting yourself led by your heart to this beautiful interview. And thank you, Meilin, for giving me the opportunity to do it in English, because yeah, that's the new vision which I received from a sacred Mayan fire, which we now want to bring through this video and through this interview to our English-speaking brothers and sisters, so they can connect with this vision too.
Oh, I love that. And the visions that are coming is that are being burst in a way. It is the biggest vision is that we're finding each other, we're coming together. And as I said, today it's this beautiful moon, right? There's divine timing where we're supposed to do that earlier, but then street workers out there. And so now 2 weeks later we do it, and to totally be relaxed with it, because one knows that's how it's supposed to be, and that's it. And there is this ultra trust and to go with that. It brings a lot of relaxation. We were talking about peace, so the peace, the opposite of war, but also there is this piece of peacefulness. And if you live in this peacefulness of a trust, of just going with the flow, if there is a boulder in your way, then you go around it, or you wait a little bit and eat something. And today, when, you know, I didn't know it would be the 8th that's out, suddenly was from inside, oh, Tuesday is a good day. And then that works. And then the pelicans, right? You said, I mean, these are all signs. And we were speaking before about the visions and how, you know, you can trust. If you start looking around of what nature responds to you, and Matthias, you've been speaking about this, the collaboration of all beings, right? It maybe you hear suddenly an animal sound, or you suddenly get drawn to a certain tree or plant, or a certain person shows up. These are all signs that you're on track, that you, whatever you desire, what your purpose is, what you're here to do is happening. Sometimes, yes, it goes much slower than we want. But what is happening now, Matthias, and I think you are sensing that as well, it is speeding up. So every single day, there is no time to be wasted. It's not that it's supposed to be stressful now. Do take your time and relax, to contemplate, to think, to do a little drumming, to sit in the sun, to pet your animal, to embrace your partner. Yeah, but that's what is important for you to move into who you are more fully, and to not be scared to share all of who you are. And Matthias, you are creating a summit with very, very, very fascinating people from around the world, shamans, gurus, the list goes on, visionaries that also are very good in materialization. Do speak a little to that, because it does start soon.
Yes, it's really, really fascinating. It starts in 3 days. Oh my God. The last 3 days we had very, very heavy rains. So we are very beyond what we thought, what we can create. But yeah, it's like yesterday 2 more helpers showed up by, you know, spirit, and so we are praying that our fire pit and the shelter for it is ready when we start on Friday noon, 12 to 2 p.m. We initiate the first mother fire connected with fires all around the world of the Sacred Infinite Fire Festival. And yeah, I go a little bit back because it was the 19th of June when we got invited to Guatemala to a peace gathering where we got invited as a peace tree family to contribute with a peace tree planting.
Yeah,
on a very beautiful place with in the mountains with view to the sacred Lago Atitlan. And so this initiation of the festival was led by a sacred Mayan fire. And it was really beautiful. And all of a sudden, the fire spirit started to talk to me and said, like, make sure that the sacred fires burn all over the earth again. And that was totally overwhelming. So I didn't really let it directly in my heart. So my medicine people I learned from, they always said, like, if you're not sure if you're received a vision, which is meant for you, so ask for signs, because the first thing was like, I was like, oh, I'm carrying already this big peace tree vision. That's enough for me, because I have children, I have family, I have work, other work to do. And so I said, like, to the spirits, like, I put it back, the ball from the universe, and said, like, well, if you find somebody else who has more time, you know, who might be happy to receive such a big vision, you know, as a purpose in his life, please pass it on, you know, because I'm like, I'm fulfilled already on many levels. And but I asked for signs too. And 3 days later, we were sitting on the Lago Atitlan in a beautiful night, not many stars on the heaven. It was really dark. And all of a sudden, I saw a big fire on the heaven. And
wow.
it came out that it was the Fuego volcano, which is active. That's what I find out after, which broke out again. And I witnessed it.
That's a good confirmation. Yeah. Powerful.
Yeah, it was
this explosiveness we were talking about. Maybe that is a better word instead of speed. There is this explosiveness out of nothing. Really, hugeness is created.
Yeah. So
let me 1 second before you go on. I want to say that we have a viewer, because we're live, and she is also a fantastic materializer. Whatever she sets a vision on, she creates it, and does not listen to others and follows her heart. And like you, Matthias, Sandy has the women and the men of the world on her mind, and it comes from this deep passion and grace for these people like you to materialize and to create these beautiful products that services. Embracing, yes.
That's a sign of the Peace Tree Foundation.
That's your symbol, yes.
Like, man
logo.
Man and woman, or the female and the male aspect, is like loving each other again. So there's a big contribution to peace if we do that with our female and male parts and bring them together like this. Then peace is you feel peace in your heart. So welcome, Sandy. Thank you for being our first guest here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're a little early for the Americans, but that's okay. They'll watch it. Everyone is going to watch it later. But in her heart is also, she's an ancient being connected like you That's why she's here, right? You were saying we're being pulled and called, the heart, to listen to certain people, to synchronize with each other. And we can do it over Zoom or others, Facebook, or all these other social medias with no problem. And this oneness, because we are so connected to each other. And the fire that you're going to create now on Friday, and in the way you're doing a lot of fire ceremonies, or you did also with the people that are your guests. So if you want to reignite or ignite or create an explosion in your life, do come to the Fire Festival, right? Talk a little bit more what people can get out of it.
Yes, thank you for that chance to do that. And I'd like to finish first the medicine story, because then with I communicated with that volcano spirit, and he said to me, if you are not remembering, you humans are not remembering that you are the keepers of the earth, the stewards, and you are the keeper of the elements, and you are directly connected with Mother Earth, then you can't feel that she's in a rebirthing process. And then you can't feel that Mother Earth needs now the fire energy to which she can be supported in this big transformation. And I know this from when my wife gave birth to our first son. I had to cook water. I was totally like cooking water over the gas flames, you know, and so she needed this hot energy to give birth, you know, and that's what Mother Earth needs too, obviously. And that's what touched my heart so deep, because when I was 22, after my first sweat lodge, and I had this out-of-body experience, like melting together with the heart of Mother Earth, so feeling that oneness, I dedicate my life back to Mother Earth, and to bring as many people as possible into this, back into this birthright, what I call, into this perception, into this awareness, because this is when the magic starts then in your life. And so this touched me deep and reminded me on my dedication. And that's why I said, yes, I'm taking now this vision, and please help me, because it's a big vision to carry next to the Peace Tree vision. So my team in Europe totally backed me up now for this vision, which I'm very, very grateful. Thank you so much, the whole Peace Tree family and team, because they felt too, wow, this is very important. And now I got the confirmation 5 days ago that 50 volcanoes are now very, very active. A lot of them breaking out. We had this volcano breaking out in La Palma, and many are breaking out. This is a direct confirmation what the volcano spirit told me. And if we just have a little chance, you know, sometimes I'm always also like, yeah, maybe I'm making this all up.
Crazy. Yeah, I know those thoughts.
But I said, like, okay, if the volcano spirit is right, and we as humans are as keepers of the sacred fires, unite all the fire traditions in the world, or as many as possible in the short time, because we were traveling, we were coming back at the end of July from this medicine trip from Guatemala. Then my wife had to fly to Germany to take care of her 90-year-old daddy, and I was with the children alone and with this big vision, and I was just like praying to the Creator and said, like, please support me somehow. I don't know how to bring this big vision into life again, you know. So I always give it back to the Creator, and all of a sudden people came and connected, and because I'm happy if I can start the Zoom. I'm not a computer guy at all, you know. So I was getting support for this now, and out of this, a beautiful festival, like you said, with amazing speakers, amazing fire keepers from very, very ancient cultures. We have Gurudev Banishwanand, which made over 5,000 very, very big fire ceremonies in India. We have the keeper of the Agnihotra, the son of his father brought the Agnihotra back on Earth. And we have, after 2 weeks, I had another sign. So this beautiful, amazing chief, Phil Lane Jr., connected with me through a friend. And I told him this vision, and he said, in this first Zoom meeting we had, I was still in Guatemala, and he said, you know what? Thanks for sharing this vision, because I'm one of the keepers of the 8th fire prophecy. So this was the first interview I was able to lead for the Sacred Infinite Fire Festival. So he was my first guest, and he started it, and I'm very, very grateful, because he's an outstanding medicine man and chief. So yeah, it's really, really beautiful how this magic is unfolding now, and you can see it on the world map, because we put every fire, and we weren't able to broker this. So my technical supporter Florian, he's doing it like every single fire he put on the world map, which is confirming right now. We have Greenland signed in. We have now Peru. We have many countries all over the world. New Zealand is now in. We have Africa. It's just like the flower of life. It started in Europe.
Maybe the Etna too in Sicily. I remember I saw it once when I was 12. That would be fun, because it's the heart of the Mediterranean. Yeah. That's so beautiful. So if we have a chance, like if the volcano spoke the truth, which I'm figuring out, it has to. Yeah. He did. So if we have a chance as humans to contribute a little bit, that's this change we all feel we are in, this big transformation, this big giving birth of a new era, which also we feel in our own, that we are now getting burst into this new time, every single human on the world, every single being, because we are totally connected with Mother Earth, and that we have a chance to provide Mother Earth with the sacred fires to have this change in a balanced way, that not so many volcanoes have to break out, that not so many floods have to happen. So if we can do this, we have to do this, right? And that's why I'm so grateful. You know what comes, we always have the idea of a volcano to be destructive. But what I am sensing as you're speaking it is they just have to do a little whoop, whoop, or show a little light, or spit a little bit and bring this new movement, right? It is also a symbol for going from immobility, inflexibility, into movement, into being flexible again. And I think for thousands of years, we as humans have been so inflexible, so that we are now moving into being more flexible, which allows us, again, speaking about being ourselves. And all these little lights, it's like igniting, highlighting or igniting little parts also in our body, I sense, right? People will get that. They will see that dormant cells, tissues, organs are being refired. It's like it's like the refiring. It's like tuck, tuck, tuck. That's what I sense. It's like tuck, all these 1,000 sparks. It's more of a spark, a celebration with a lot of sparkles. And also the fairies, because when you were speaking before that, your 2 children and your children even there, right? They were bringing the newness and their new energy, and children are so connected to to the land, to the fairies and all the plant beings, that they're bringing that. And you spoke also so beautifully, what I want to highlight again, the connectiveness. So we are all connected. So it shows so beautifully when not just the spirit and all the volcanoes are net. You spoke about the trees that are creating a web. But we are, as human beings, all connected. We are connected and feel each other. So that's why they show up. And when we allow to shine our light, I'm going to use that, or let our volcano erupt and let people see what's all in us. Yeah, from far away. Why is it a volcano? You didn't see a candle, was right? You used the volcano, which also shows what really bringing out what is deep inside of us, out to the world. And so that we know the people are coming to support you. So stay on track, don't give up, stay hopeful. If there's even no hope, just stay patient. The people will show up. And when they are there, they will support you. And I think also the era of us doing things so alone, Matthias, you're a beautiful example of showing that we can do so many things now together, and we don't have to do, because we are finding each other and it's more fun together. And Umsetzung, right? We can move again forward with projects much faster, and there's more force in creation of really building and materializing.
Yeah, it's definitely the time of co-creation. Such big vision, nobody can do it alone. And I had a burnout when I was short hair, tie, suit in my former life, in this life, as a CEO for 2 American football teams in Germany. You know, that was my old life. But I had a burnout then at 32. And now since I'm turning 50, and my medicine man invited me with 33, because he said he saw that I'm totally lost in my life after I had this big, huge soul breakdown, which a burnout is. He invited me to the Sacred Sundance, and since then I aligned to my soul purpose. And I'm really, really happy to bring this into life now. And it was now that Spirit showed me in my dreams, because I'm a lucid dreamer since my childhood. And Spirit showed me in my dreams, it unfolded my 4th Sundance, where I was hanging on the Sundance tree, like pierced in 4 directions, like means in the front and in the back. And they put me up on that tree. And so all of a sudden, I had my eyes closed, because I didn't know that I was supposed to open my eyes. And the Sundance chief, he said, like, open your eyes, you know. And I opened my eyes, and then I saw the prairie, and all of a sudden, out of the nothing, it was another dimension. A white eagle was coming. He had some gold sprinkles around him, and he directly flew into my heart, and there it is, a white golden eagle, and I exploded. And that was the moment in this nanosecond where I broke, you know, and I flew down it like from 2 meters height, and I landed on my feet. And during this nanosecond, I exploded into millions of parts all around the earth. And when I landed on my feet, I got set together like this again, but I felt very, very different. And the Sundance chief, which didn't talk to me before just because I'm white, yeah, he looked me deep in the eyes and he said, "Now you know." And so I always thought this was also like the peace tree vision, you know, which I received in the Sundance before. But now Spirit showed me that this was this sacred fire vision. So these are the million fires are all around the earth burning, and this will birth the new earth or help it, of course, because many people are working for this, many brothers and sisters. Yes. And the swarm intelligence brings us now all together to fulfill this vision, and it's like really unifying people from 30 years ago. I knew some were now reconnecting, and a lot of people I knew from Sweat Lodge fires or wherever in the world are now connecting with this vision again, and it's so beautiful. It's really, really beautiful.
Yeah, I was thinking 17 years in the making, so you never gave up. But things are happening much faster, getting back to how things move forward for all of us, this extreme fast movement. So for others to get a little bit of that movement or rekindle themselves, that are interested to watch and listen and see all the beautiful conversations and also be part of your ceremony that you're going to do. How can they connect to you? Can you say what the website is or where they can sign up?
Yeah, it's lightfire.de. This is our festival website. It's trilingual in German, English, and Spanish. And that's what we were able to create. And it's like a wonder, we have a translator team of 10 people who are helping us creating subtitles for the videos. I let some in German, some in English. And when it was with Spanish speaking people, like we have one very, very well-known firekeeper, Don Catira from the Huirica tradition from Mexico, and he's very well known. They made a movie from him, and he's one of their firekeepers in the whole world. He's traveling the whole world to teach people those fire ceremonies, because they are so important for us. Because you asked me why should people connect with that festival, and what can they experience? So it's a multi-dimensional festival. It's online and live, so you can participate probably on your fire, which is burning next to you in your village. Of course, there are a lot in Europe, but we want to encourage people, like if there's no fire on the world map you can find, maybe you initiate your own fire and invite people, and we tell you how to do it. And we also you get connected through our main fire, and so you can connect with your fire. So that's why you don't have to have a 10-year-long experience as a firekeeper. I mean, that's very, very welcome, of course, but we're going to lead you through the main fires, which are burning all around the world. So what a fire is, for me, it's a multi-dimensional portal. So we are, the purpose, what we put in is a prayer that all those fires support the rebirthing process of Mother Earth and all her beings. Yeah. Beautiful. So it will support every single human which will connect with us to the fires, direct experience. So you can transform everything. You can put everything in the sacred fire, which you have the feeling you don't want to carry in your new life, because this is a rebirthing process for all of us. Yeah. So this is very beautiful. So you can use the sacred fire for materializing your visions. That's very, very powerful. And that's what, for example, the very experienced Indian fire guru told me when I was asking him, what are the reasons why you are lighting the sacred fires? And he said, we use it for materialization. we are materializing all our dreams, all our visions, and bringing them down to Mother Earth, you know. It's beautiful, so beautiful. And why not? I mean, we are the keepers of the earth, okay? If we decide to be that again. So if we are reclaiming that for us, we are reclaiming back Mother Earth. And so, you know, like we are very, very powerful beings. If you tune in, if you go through that portal of a sacred fire or whatever portals can be, but sacred fire can definitely be one. And you don't need to take anything like plant medicine or something else to go through that portal. You just need to light that sacred fire. And when you go through that portal, you experience yourself as a multi-dimensional, very, very powerful being. And that's what we have to reclaim now. We have to bring all the keepers of Mother Earth together and to regain that power. Because if we let the others materialize, you can see what they materialized, the unconscious beings.
We've been too quiet. Yeah. Now
we've been too quiet, and now it's a time that we regain that power back to us, the Earth Keepers. That's why I said the Earth Keepers are coming back on Earth, because we are here already. We just have to wake up in that perception and into that consciousness that we are the Earth Keepers. And it's not like we are standing higher above anybody else, but we take our brothers and sisters on our hands and say like, "Hi, you wanna be a part of our human family of Earth Keepers." And so we're gonna held these ceremonies, these very important ceremonies and rituals all over the world to support this rebirthing process. Not only maybe sacred fires, but it's the initiation now on 11/11 on Friday noon. Emmy said like Middle European time. You can check out what's your time and maybe set your alarm clock, even if it's at night. I'm telling you,
it's worth it, everyone.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's a big gathering, and imagine what can be happen. I mean, for me as a tree keeper, also I'm very, very connected, deeply connected to the trees. And so I want to give a big
They fire the fire. At least your fire. Yes. If you think about it, there's no fire without trees.
And you might have heard the story that Avatar is true. And we had this big trees, like 30 meters average stems, trees, like this very, very ancient big trees, which now are shown as rocks, but they, with that new technical opportunities, they were able to scan that these are not rocks, they are roots. They are having roots, like they
so cool.
transformed into a rock. And that's what we are what we are doing in the peace tree planting ceremonies. You know, it's like Avatar. We are connecting with the very, very old trees through the peace trees and their ancient knowledge and wisdom. And we are bringing this back now on Mother Earth, and let's make Avatar become true again, you know. And also, like, for example, Lord of the Rings, when they are lighting the fires on the top of the hills. Yeah, let's reclaim Mother Earth, and let's reclaim her elements as true keepers, and provide it and dedicate this for our children and the future generation, that they have like clean water, that they have a beautiful soil where healthy fruits and vegetables can grow. So this is a prophecy of the rainbow warriors becoming true. We are coming back now while we are awakening, and the sacred fires can help you to do that. And you can burn all your pain, all your, like what they said, interesting thing. One one sister connected me and said like, oh, that's very, very powerful what you're doing. Do you think you're able enough to do this? And I really looked into my heart. And she said, yeah, because I sense that you have a very, very old wound in your heart. And she was true. Yeah, but should I, and I dove into that wound, and it was like, yeah, I had this before. The white buffalo calf woman, my spirit guide, she put me on a journey into this old wound, and it was like the wound when I lost my tribe, and the wound when I lost the confidence in the human family. Also during the last 3 years, because I didn't thought that we are on that consciousness level. And of course, many other brothers and sisters are on another consciousness level, and we need to come together now to become beacons of light, shining the way of orientation for our brothers and sisters, which are not awakened yet, which are not having that feeling. So should I? I was like tuning into myself with this wound. Can I hold that space for so many fires in the whole world?
Yes, you can.
And then it came like, why not? You know, why not? Never try, never know. And should I let my wound saying to myself, oh no, you can't do that because you're so deeply hurt and you won't be able to hold that space. But I'm not holding the space. We are all holding
We're all holding it. We're one. We're all connected.
That's right.
And that wound, that got you on a walk, all right? So I don't even take that. If there wouldn't, I don't like even say wounds. Nothing is holding us, but that is what makes us courageous. That takes us on an exploration. And I love that you are now moving and saying, I'm the one. If I'm not, who else, right? And we're so taught that we're nothing, and we are so much. And you're again showing everyone as a beautiful example what is doable. Are the biggest things. There's much more to you that we can speak on the show. Many more we have to connect interviews and conversations, Matthias. But for now, everyone, do watch the Sacred Fire on Friday, on the 11th, and with all these earth keepers, the fire keepers, many spirits and cosmic beings who are going to be present at this beautiful place in Nicaragua and globally. Do take the time to use it, to use the support that you can have to be more of who you are, so you can live your being and share your greatness with the world. So everyone, it's what was the link? Lightfire.de, LIGHTFIRE.de.
Yeah, and I'm in the initial fire, and we're gonna have every day here in Nicaragua. We're gonna have every day 2 fires. From noon to 2 p.m. MESET, and from 5 to 7 MESET, because here's the sundown then. And I did this wrong. It's like in MESET is like 7 to 9 MESET p.m. 7 to 9. So that's our noon here in Nicaragua. And the second fire is here for the people who are coming live to us. Yeah, and I will put this pain of my heart of like having lost the
the connectivity, the belonging. I think that's what you said, that we know we belong and that we're a global tribe, and that we are here for each other, and the separation that has on purpose been dividing us for thousands of years by the conquerors. I mean, there are many other stories. And you're going to dissolve burn that up for all of us, and everyone supporting you on this festival has the same intention. So
yeah, and you can,
wow.
burn this, put it in the transformation of the sacred fires, whatever is holding you back, whatever you have experienced in your life, which has like hurt you in a deep way. You can put all your pain in the fire. You can also put your materializations, your wishes into the fire to become true. And it's really, really magic what's happening. And yeah, be a part. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for also helping us to there was an animal here climbing up or helping us to share this with the rest of our brothers and sisters. Thank you very much. What's very important also, we ask the elders for support, the grandmothers and the grandfathers, and they said to us it's very, very important that everybody has, no matter what financial grounding they have, they need to have access, free access to the sacred fires. That's why we put like $0, €0 tickets on to get access to the sacred fires. But we also, because we have spent so much money to make this possible, like technical stuff we had to buy and whatever. So we also ask for your support. If you want to buy, we have like 3 tickets which serve like everybody to be able to give us a little like energy exchange. What we need to run this festival would be very great too. Thank you so much.
I bet there are a lot of people that are going to support that can't, so that others that need is lifting up, right? And that builds the community. Matthias, I was recently in Bali, and I saw that, how the community came together, because they all know one day they may need it and the other one gives, and they help each other out, and whoever can provide for something does, in support for the others. And I think we're going to see this more and more happening around the world, so we can lift up and embrace as many people as fast as we can. So Matthias, a lot of fun, success, magic, transformation. I mean, I know a lot of transformation is going to happen. I sense that always, right? I'm the future girl. But to take that action, to live your life for us, I really have to thank you for that. Living your life for us, traveling the world for us, with never knowing where the next thing comes from. And you've always done this. And thank you, and have a magical time on this festival, and beyond, and in paradise, where you live now and are creating something. So all of you who are watching can go and stay with Matthias. Think about that as well when you go and watch the festival, and join the ceremonies and the conversation of a fire.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Any last word, Matthias?
Hold the vision, trust the process. This is always helping me to move on. And even if I also have weak moments, where I'm overwhelmed from everything, and then this sentence is like medicine for me, pure medicine. Hold the vision, trust the process. No matter how big your vision is you receive once or little, it's like hold the vision and trust the process.
Fantastic. And I want to read really quickly to what Selma Sona wrote. She said, "Hey, and Walter and Meilin, you both are wonderful." And she put a lot of kisses to it, but also a lot of trees just for you.
Oh yeah, I know her. She's a hard sister. Thank you so much, Selma. And many, many blessings to all of you watching this. And we are one family, don't forget. And the swarm intelligence of Mother Earth leads us now all together to become one again.
So everyone, thank you, and the best to you, Matthias, and you out there, be your best. A lot of hearts from Selma Sona are coming too.
Yes.
Bye-bye, everyone.